That's for sure.
There is something cool about the fact that after all these years working with other bands and production for other people, including GBH, as we're going to talk about, that just now you're coming out with that first solo album. So it is a touch of a last call for anonymity in terms of you as you, right? Even though you're already worldwide, renowned. People follow him everywhere.
That's right. Paparazzi. We had to fight him off out there in the parking lot. We just couldn't let him in.
We have to get a lock on the door.
That's right.
Anyway, and now, well, we'll just take a moment to remind everyone that if you'd like to hear more Keith James music, it's very easy. You can go to keithjames.info. We're trying to get all the links up for people that are following along. I mean, all the tags for people that are following along on twilightshowcase.org. Anything we don't get to now, we'll do right after the show ends, so don't hang up. Check it out. We'll give you all those still opportunities to say, I like that, I'm listening. The other thing is that we are very proud to say that Keith's going to be participating with the Mass Vets Music Fest, which are really wonderful shows that are coming up throughout the summer. Run by a group of people, including Jim Quinlivan and Laura Duff. We'll talk more about that in the future. But basically, it's festivals that are showcases for veterans, as well as a lot of activities and networking around veterans issues. And they're going to be all over the New England area, Brockton, in Fall River at Battleship Cove on the ship. That is cool. Concert on the ship, as well as Dennis Days in Cape Cod. So we'll tell you more about that. But Keith will be performing all of those at 2:30 p.m. And we'll be giving out the dates and posting them. In fact, they're already posted if you scroll down on my page, twilightshowcase.org, or Keith James' page as well. All right, let's go backstage again with John Fannon. How you doing there, John?
I'm doing good.
This is like a whirlwind tour of John Fannon, right?
This is fun.
And,
I'm digging it.
Wonderful. Before we get into Write Your Name, and I want to make sure we allow enough time for that because I just love that. Yes, the keyboard, we're not getting the keyboard. So instead, we're going to do...
It's live.
That's okay.
We're rolling with it.
John, it's good because then we get John to come back. Are we putting you on the spot too much?
Absolutely not. I'd be happy to come back.
Because we just have so much fun with you, and so we'll get that for the future, as well as we're going to be doing some stuff in our in-home studio, so we'll get you on the keyboard then. So we'll have a different song, but we'll still get one more live song. But first, remind everybody again, when are you going to be in Hanover at Kwan's Kitchen?
I'm going to be there next Saturday night,
Which is?
April 25th, 8 o'clock. Paul Doolittle will be my special guest, and my very special guest will be Hirsch Gardner of New England. He usually shows up at my shows and creates a little havoc. And
we're hoping that when Hirsch has time, and I know he's also very busy, but I hope he comes back in because we want to show off his solo work as well.
Absolutely.
He's just doing some beautiful songs. Very talented group. Okay, tell everybody a little bit about Explorer Suite Recording Studio.
Well, of course, I named it after the album Explorer Suite and the song Explorer Suite, and it's basically my composing company. I compose a lot of music and have been for many years for TV. If you're anybody's out there as a New England Patriots fan, and if you watch Patriots All Access, I wrote and performed the theme for that show.
Beautiful.
So they've been using that for a few years. I do a lot of things for the World Channel, which is public broadcasting.
GBH and
GBH.
We just listened to one of their promos yesterday. I always love the music on the World Channel.
Yes.
That promo that you did with them, wow. I encourage everybody to go online and check those out.
Yeah, you can go on explorersuite.com and you can hear all that kind of stuff if you'd like.
It's good, very good. And let's see, the bigger picture. You've been around through the years when music, even popular music, was influencing change in our world, and I think there are still some artists doing that today, but not quite as much. I think your music is already influencing change, but if you could choose areas where you have an effect, what would it be?
Well, for me, like, the songwriters are the poets of today. They reflect society and what's going on, or whether it's personal or worldwide. But I'm influenced a lot by the news and what's going on around the world, and I'm not like an activist, but I like doing commentary.
Well, it makes you the best type of activist because people will listen to you.
Yes.
And you have their ear because you're being heard worldwide.
And
particular issue, or just?
no, just
Yeah.
anything, you know, certainly wars and, you know,
Yeah.
just, I mean, it's utopia, but it would be nice if there was just peace. If we could,
It would,
if we
that'd be
could just
wonderful.
get
Just
along.
find a
Yeah.
way to get along.
But unfortunately, it's not the way it is. But as far as like influences and too, you know, certainly the Beatles were my biggest influence. You know, watching it on the Ed Sullivan Show, and it just happened to coincide about the time when I got my Silvertone guitar. And so they were a huge influence just because all the songs were so magnificent, and then the arranging, and then of course I loved the recording studio, and the Beatles were inventing things as they went along, you know, with new sounds and technology, and lots of times they were inventing technology to just be able to do what they thought they heard. Of course George Martin had a lot to do that. But there's a lot of groups today that I really like a lot. For me, Coldplay is a
Yeah.
band that, again, because, you know, it's just...
They are saying something.
They're saying something, and
That's
all
right.
their songs are just so darn good, you know.
Yeah. But you know, don't underestimate, you know, you're saying, oh, it's just utopia. Part of the reason we do this show, we really, and we just have a tiny little influence, but we truly believe that one of the best ways to reach out to people in a positive way and in a supportive way and to create change is through the arts and the media. And I think that there is so much stuff on the media that is doing just the opposite, that when we meet people like you and the other fine artists that you mentioned who are out there trying to influence things in a good way, we want to cheer you on. So, and we know people are listening. It does change
Music
hearts
never
and
dies.
minds. You can change laws, but when you change hearts and minds, really change
Yeah.
things. And music doesn't. Well, that just seems like a good time to bring in another song. Are you going to do "Shall I Run Away"? Do I have that right?
Well,
No, a
I
different
was
one.
gonna do "Don't Ever Want to Lose You."
Oh, I forgot.
But I mean, I can
No,
do.
no, I just forgot. We already talked about that. Don't Ever Want to Lose You, the big New England
Yeah.
hit. That one charted.
That was, well, it made the top 40, and but the bigger thing back in those days, if any of you folks are old enough to remember, but AOR radio was what was huge back then,
I remember.
and album-oriented radio, and we were huge on album-oriented radio. As a matter of fact, we were the third most played song for about 3 months in 1979. You know, so it was really big. When we would do arenas and opening up for artists, say we were opening up for KISS, but if we were playing the Montreal Forum, we could tell from the promoter. The promoter says, "You guys brought in about 5,000 people." You know, and that was
And remind everybody that you played in Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden. We did a real. Do I have a second for a real
right?
quick story? This will take 2 seconds.
Okay.
Madison Square Garden. We were told that because it was KISS's hometown, just to be careful and look out for things being thrown up on stage. It didn't matter how good you were, but you know what? We came out and we just hit those first chords,
And they loved
and we killed them.